Welcome. Uh-oh.
It dark where I am.
It is a night of technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with us. We're working on it.
We are experiencing technical difficulties.
I'm wondering if I should just start or wait till Otter's got this fixed. Haha. Excellent. We love technical difficulties here. And we have had plenty of technical difficulties all day today. As we have just a little bit more.
Um, on Twitch, you're seeing the top half of Maddie and the bottom half of Q.
It's like, I'm gonna wait
Okay.
to eat now.
Oh no.
Well, he was probably just arriving home, so that's not a problem. All right, we are just a little bit late starting. We apologize, everybody. It was not a it was not an April Fool's joke. We know that today is April 1st, but it is not an April Fool's joke. We are playing today, and we introduce a brand new game that I have been lovingly working and crafting for the last 3 years since I started DMing. This is my world, my story, and my NPCs and characters. So I'm going to give you guys the little bit of introduction that I shared with my party, who we will introduce once I have introduced you to the world. And I hope that you all enjoy this journey as much as I enjoyed writing it. And please, as always, let us know if any audio needs to be fixed. We are working on hot fixing things as we go, so just bear with us. The cameras may be a little bit, here, there, and everywhere, but just be patient. We're working on it. We are aware of it, and we're doing our best. So, we welcome you all to Vayax, which consists of 3 provinces: Farah, whose capital city is Quo; Pycity, whose capital city is Silver Summit; and Tianth, whose capital city is Watandi. In the last 2 decades, Pycity has been in revolution over a warlord leader. The current king is a Tandrak by the name of King Anderson Newell. Farah has been a province of prosperity and fortune, run with skill by Queen Rivelin Fenmare. Getting on in years, she has chosen to relinquish her power to her son, the Crown Prince Louvain Fenmare. There are 3 more siblings after Louvain: Dame Annalise Fenmare, Sir Arctur Fenmare, and Princess Mana. Tianth has been a province full of industry and advancements. Notably, in this province is a commune of demigods named Juvier. This is the world. It is medieval, high fantasy, which means we will see a lot of knights. And I mean a lot of knights. The knightly code is something that a lot of people follow. And I'm going to ignore Alex in chat. And it's it is a place where you can earn your titles Write your own story and make your own name for yourself. It doesn't matter who you are, or what you want to be. As long as you are true to yourself, there's a very real chance that you are going to make a name for yourself. The gods are the Greek god pantheon. And as we all know, the Greek gods can't help but get their fingers into as many pies as they possibly can. And that is no different here in this world, considering the fact that there is an entire city built entirely of demigods. So we know that most of them are related to one particular god, but find out more about that if the party decides to go there. So, of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors, D&D Beyond, that is D, the letter N, dbeyond.com, as well as Lucky Dice Cafe and Liquor Express. If you're looking for live games to play once this pandemic is over, you should check out both of those locations, assuming that both are open after prolonged closure and reduced hours. And get in contact with our head DM, Heath. He runs games out of both locations. In addition, of course, we also have another virtual weekend coming up in April. It's actually in 2 weeks from now, the weekend of the 16th, 17th, and 18th of April. Tickets for that is going to be going up soon. And you can find both Heath and both Heath and my name on the list of DMs. So if you guys want to purchase tickets to come play a little Adventure League with the two of us, it would be fantastic to see you at our tables. And even if you don't, you just want to play, there are plenty of other skilled and fantastic DMs that are running throughout the weekend. Did I cover everything that I wanted to cover? Yes. Yes, I did. So, okay. Otter, we're ready to switch screens.
Nice. Very nicely done, Otter.
Today is the festival of Saint Misano, and people from far and wide have arrived to the capital city of Quo to celebrate. Local knights vie for the prestigious chance to become one of the preservers of the rose in a tournament designed to test everyone's skills. But this tournament isn't just limited to knights, it's open to squires, local adventurers, and foreign warriors. In addition to the festival of Saint Misano, there is also the celebration of the crowning of the crown prince as king, as his mother steps down to live her last few years in the peace and quiet of the palace. The streets are decorated in jaunty and bright colors to celebrate. Outside of the city, there are tents for miles surrounding the capital, since there isn't enough room in the inns for all of the guests of the city. Delegations from the other two kingdoms have been arriving for days and put up in the palace for their comfort befitting their rank. The morning dawns, bright, warm, and pleasant. Throughout the entire city, it is lively. The sounds of excitement. Centered in the middle of the city is a large coliseum where people have been signing up for days for the tournament of Saint Misano. This tournament, of course, would allow the winner the prestigious honor of being one of the royal family's personal knights. And in a land where knighthood is an honor that you can gain through service and through feats of heroics, anybody stands a chance. But of course, there are some that prefer the pursuits of intelligence instead. And I'm just realizing I probably should have sent you the list, Otter. I'm so sorry. We're gonna do this by the seat of our pants. I should have sent you the list in the order I was gonna do this. I'm so sorry.
Learning curve.
That's what we're gonna call it. Yep. Yep. Good. Okay. Hang on. I need to be able to view things. Okay.
Relax, Maddie.
Fine. All right. I said there are no. Yugen. Since we're starting with those who draw from intellect first, would you like to introduce your character, good sir? We
Alrighty, let's try this again. I am Yugen, a human artificer at level 1, who is just beginning his adventurer life at a later stage of his own life.
not a problem. All right, tell us what Yugen looks like.
Yugen is a somewhat slim man in his, I'd say, probably late 40s, mid 50s. Starting to bald with hair just kind of frizzing straight out from the sides of his head and a very pointy, almost goatee like beard.
Okay. Where would we find you on such a beautiful morning, Yugen?
That's a really good question. Probably trying to figure something out, distracted by something on his walk to go get breakfast.
All right. There was a formula that you had come across. It's old. You're not even sure if it works. And you're still trying to decipher what in the world was in that formula. In so much as, sir, I'm going to have you make our very first roll of the game. And I need you to give me a perception check at disadvantage because you're not paying attention.
Uh-oh. Okay.
None of you
Not
can see it.
familiar with roll 20 super well, and I'm using the digital dice there. I'm not sure.
That's okay. You should just be able to click on it.
That should have done the trick, I think.
Yes, but what do you have a modifier on perception?
On perception.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
In your core sheet.
Said at disadvantage. So let's
Yes,
go
sir.
perception. And there we go.
Okay. You are so distracted by what it is you're doing. How tall is Yugen?
About 6 feet.
Oh, you're tall and not paying attention. Fantastic. Oh, this is gonna be great. You almost run over a poor young lady. So I need a dexterity saving throw from you, and I need a dexterity saving throw from Fred.
Oh. Dexterity saving throw.
See the 9s.
Yes, please. Standing before you, Yugen, is a woman who looks like she's been made out of a tree. However, given your quick grasp, you catch a hold of her wrist before you knock her completely to the ground. So it looks almost artistic in the way that she is now just leaned back with her wrist in your hand so that she doesn't fall.
Maddie, you're cutting it out.
Not. Yeah, me too.
She did for
Fine.
me. I lost her.
That's probably a connection thing on your end.
Yeah, probably. Here we go again. Okay.
It's okay. Hey, first night. This is what we're expecting. Come on.
Hi. Wow, you're tall. My name is Fred. What's yours?
Yugen, didn't mean to pull you over there. Stands you back up.
Thank you. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Are you going to head and see this tournament?
Oh yes, that's precisely where I'm meant to be going. Is it quite this way, or since you're going that way, I suppose it's over there?
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm pretty familiar from here. It's a nice place though. We can walk
Excellent.
together.
Yes. Sounds like a plan.
Oh my god, I'm about to time my JT just to stop with the tree puns. Fred,
Yes.
Mom, would you please describe Fred for everybody here
Okay.
in
So
chat?
Fred is 5'2". She's got bright green hair. Her skin is a greenish color with a little bit of silver through it. Looks like leaves. She has silver scales across her upper chest and over her shoulders. Her eyes are jet black, very jet black. She's bubbly, and she's a Tandrak, as Maddie explained, and she's also a sorcerer.
For all of you, those of you watching from home, a Tandrak is based around the Sylvari race from Guild Wars 2, where they actually literally look like trees. So, okay. So you're headed towards the tournament area. This is actually a really good spot. Monric, if you would care to introduce yourself, sir, since you would be standing outside of the Coliseum.
I'm trying to get in so I can get a place in the upcoming event. Yes. Monric Black Knight. I am an adventurer. Young man, not even 20 yet. Spent most of my life working at my father's forge, learning the ways of a weaponsmith and being a wayward teen, decided that that was not the kind of life I wanted to live. And so I ran off and joined a mercenary company um, for a short time and have just recently decided that I'm better off adventuring on my own, or at least finding something more than just fighting as a money soldier. Find myself in town in hopes of gaining glory in the tournament and perhaps developing some sort of reputation to become a famous knight someday.
Perfect. How tall is Monric?
Monric is 5'10", and very much built like a blacksmith. Very solid chest and arms. So he probably looks a little older than he really is.
Okay.
And he has long black hair, dark brown eyes, tan skin from working the forge and being outside, and is otherwise a fairly typical human male teenager.
Out of everybody in this crowd of people, Fred and Yugen, this particular human stands out to you. Because his armor isn't quite nice enough for him to A, be a squire, or B, be a knight. But it's better than a lot of the other adventurers you see there. So he's either a seasoned adventurer, a mercenary, or he killed somebody and took their armor. Either way, he looks like he probably is going to do well in this tournament. But he stands out to the two of you.
Ho there.
Hi. Are you going to enter the tournament?
I am indeed. Are you?
Oh, no. I mean, look at me. I wouldn't get very far.
Well, no reason not to try, right?
I'll be your cheerleader, though.
Okay. My name's Monric, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Fred. This is my new friend, too. Yuhan. Yuhan,
Oh,
Yugen.
this is Yugen. I'm sorry. So
Eugen,
bad.
are you also joining the tournament?
I am indeed planning on joining, though looking at your attire, I'm feeling rather underdressed at the moment.
Well, that's okay. We may not ever get the chance to face each other in combat, so we can at least enter the ring amicably.
It's good sport.
Oh, so I have two people to cheer from. That's great.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Fred, and I'm glad that I have someone to cheer for me. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have been alone.
Oh, I'm sure she would never leave you alone.
And you, Master Eugen, you're such an interestingly attired person. Are you an adventurer by trade, or you come here for other reasons?
I wouldn't say I'm an adventurer by trade. It's more of a recent transition for myself. Thought I'd give it a hand.
I have to admit, I'm new to adventuring myself. Perhaps it would be a good idea to stick together while we can.
I've no qualms with that.
All right. Calyx. Because you said you wanted to be fourth, so you get to be fourth yet again.
It's like the number 4, but yes. Hi.
Well, that means you're fourth on the introduction. Plus, this is working out really well that I'm introducing new and then old players to my table, so it's I don't know why I did that. It's kind of just I didn't do that on purpose. All right, Calyx.
Mm-hmm.
You have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan on doing this job?
The way I always do.
Remember,
don't
you're not there
plan.
to kill him.
I don't plan anything.
You know what? That's
My
fair.
plan is no plan at all. Reconnaissance for the most part.
So, are you attempting to sneak into the palace then? Calyx.exe has stopped working.
No. There's obviously like reasons for travel here. More than likely, if there's the chance that he's coming for the tournament, he's going to be watching the tournament. I've had 4 espresso shots. I'm living. We're gonna join the crowd for now, basically.
Give us a description of what Calyx looks like, Quentin.
Calyx is a dark-skinned man, onyx in color. He has shaved head, bright orange eyes with some markings. I saw a comment and I'm just like, oh. Some markings around his eyes and on his neck. One. He is dressed in dark clothing with his right arm covered by a sort of cape Well, the best description for him would be Ganassi. He is a Ganassi. Which one? We'll find out later.
Okay.
He's also 6'4". Why y'all so small?
No, there was one small character so far, and that's Fred. Everybody else is tall.
I'm the tallest. I also am now like officially looking at the last two in the party, and I'm like, am I the tallest? But also I'm like, I'm 6'4". Everyone is under 6 foot so far. Or at
Well,
6 foot.
there you
At
go.
6 foot
There you go.
or smaller.
Calix, give me a perception check, please, sir.
I can remember what my perception. Yep. 17.
Okay. You notice a peculiar trio. Mostly because there seems to be this like void of space between them. You can see two of them. You can clearly see two of them. And then there's that void of space between them that would tell you that there's a person there, but you can't see said
It's a
person.
void of space, but the voice fills that void. I ignore them.
Absolutely.
I
no voice
avoid
does.
them. I'm going into the stand. I'll deal with that later. That's fine.
Okay, so you're entering the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not participating.
Thank you. All right. Valise,
Yes.
what are you doing on such a beautiful morning, the day of the tournament?
I think I'm participating in it, so I'm probably practicing my fighting moves, doing a couple jabs at it, trainings at her gym.
Okay. I would like for you to give me a perception check, please. Otter, I didn't leave you to the end on purpose, I promise. Just to make sure, Anita, you heard that I asked for a perception check, please?
I heard you.
Perfect. I just know that sometimes my microphone will cut out when it shouldn't, so. Beautiful. You notice the trio, the same trio that Calix noticed. You also notice Calix. Because he's not being too particularly stealthy this time. He's just blending into the crowd, but he stands out because he's 6'4".
What, tall people don't exist in your world?
No, they do, but they don't quite look like you.
Because I'm cute, isn't it? Also, he has it up, but
This is gonna be fun. So, if I may describe my character,
Of course, yes.
he is a tabaxi. We are dealing with 6'1", long, beautiful, gorgeous white hair, big fluffy white ears, and she stands tall. Her eyes are gold. She carries herself with a certain sense of pride, but she's quiet about it. So she immediately towers over some of them, and I think she towers over Calix too.
How tall is
Six-
she?
She's
6'1". I'm 6'4".
Oh, okay. She doesn't. Never mind.
But you have found somebody over 6 foot.
Yeah. Um, Elise will wave to the trio and to Calix because she finds it interesting.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Repeat that. Are you approaching Calix or the trio?
Oh, they're in different places.
They are. They are not together. Because Calix is heading in to go get himself a seat, And the trio are standing there waiting for the call for combatants to enter the Coliseum.
Oh no, she will follow the trio.
Okay. Are you approaching them, or are you just going to trail after them?
They're heading towards the tournament. That's where she'll head as well.
Okay. So currently not interacting, but aware of each other.
Correct.
Perfect. And last, but certainly not least, on this most auspicious of days, Otter, Balnar has closed the guild. Matter of fact, he is up early in the morning and gone before anybody else is awake. He told you the night before that you have your run of the city. Today is a day to enjoy yourself. Olivia has informed you that the best place to find things is probably going to be at the Coliseum. Everybody is going to be gathered there to watch this tournament because it's a big part of the festival. She has even told you about a couple of her personal favorites who are entering the tournament in a chance to become one of the preservers of the rose. Okay. Give me a perception check, please, sir. Okay. As you approach, you see the... Do you still have yourself muted, Otter?
I rolled a 21 for perception.
Yes, but do you still have yourself muted on stream?
Can
Decca
you hear
just
me
mentioned.
on stream? Hello? Hello.
There we go.
We're good.
It is I.
Yeah.
Otter in space.
All right.
Okay.
So 21. You notice a tall, white-haired tabaxi
Mm-hmm.
trailing after a trio, 2 humans, and a tree-looking person. You're not sure if you've ever met a Tandrak before, but they're
I'm never sure. I don't think I've ever seen a tabaxi like that either.
not like that, no.
Hmm.
Unfamiliar to you. And you kind of catch sight of Calix as he enters the Coliseum, but it's one of those, he steps into the shadows and then he's just kind of gone.
Sure. I'm just gonna kind of walk closer to the trio and take out my notebook and start writing down features about the tree fellow and maybe tabaxi.
You're not, are you still going to give some consideration to your surroundings, or are you just taking the notes with very little regard to your surroundings?
I am walking close enough to see detail of the people that I'm taking notes of, and then proceeding to take notes.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay.
I do not exactly blend into the crowd. If you would like me to go ahead and
No, you
give
no,
that.
no, it's okay. The trio, which is Monric, Monric, Eugen, and Fred. I would like all of you to give me a perception check, please. Anita, you can go ahead and give me another one.
Sneaky notes.
Ah, darn.
Okay. And and I'm just missing Eugen's.
I'm sorry, what am I rolling?
Perception.
Perception.
Gotcha.
It's all good.
There it is.
Taking notes in peace.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Monric and you both notice this robed figure that seems to be taking notes and looking fervently at both yourself, Valise, and Fred. Otter, would you like to describe what your character looks like, please, for those playing at home?
Sure.
Following at home, if they're playing from home, I'm concerned. If our viewers are playing from home, we might not.
For you fellow short people, I am 6'4".
Beautiful. I love it.
Only
I live
one.
for it.
Just so you know, Calix, I rolled for my height, so that wasn't something I did because you said you were tall. I rolled for that.
Perfect. Perfect height to equally balance the headbutt. It'll be great.
Yeah. I don't think you want to do that.
You'll regret it later.
I am 6'4", heavily draped in yellowish gold robes. I have gloves covering my hands. From what you can see of my face, it is a very stoic, almost porcelain white face. There are no eyes. There are just motes of red light floating where the eyes should be. And strewn across my face, there are what look to be constellations.
Constellations glow, or are they just like imprinted?
You'd have to get closer to find
star.
out.
Ah, okay.
But
I
for
like
the
it, I like it.
record, they do glow lightly.
And of course, we thank Natalia B for the wonderful art yet again. They did our art for Descent into Avernus, and God bless them for getting our art done in 2 weeks for this
And
campaign.
speaking of the art, let there be art.
There be art. You'll see it start rotating through on the left.
I can't wait to see how Calix disappears. This is what I've been waiting for.
Lol.
He does. He kind of blends in with the background just because of where we put it.
Nice.
Like hard staring.
We'll let this run through, and then we shall continue on. So these are our players. We have 3 familiar faces between Calix, Fred, and Orion. And 3 new players with Valise, Eugen, and Monric.
Hello.
Hello.
I love that you state that he's a bastard and that we shouldn't like him, as if that's gonna stop anybody from liking him.
I have a bad habit of making characters that are, like, for some reason enjoyable, and I'm just like, how did I get here?
Q,
Listen,
I want you to
I
know
only
that
make
Decker called
bastards.
you out.
Adira was not a bastard.
She
Adira
was the
a
most
pure-
kind-hearted bastard, and I don't want to hear it.
Listen, listen.
The best sass in that entire campaign came from the one nicest person in that entire game.
True.
Oh, fuck.
All right. There is a call for those who are not participating in the tournament to find their seats.
Am I allowed to glare at people until I have at least 2 empty spots beside me?
Yes.
Perfect. That's exactly
So
what
I
I
think
do.
that's about to backfire on you.
I have
Because
intimidate.
it's a little bit difficult to get into the Coliseum as everybody starts streaming in to find a seat. In so much, Fred and Orion, you find yourselves as one of the last few to trickle into the Coliseum. And you opened this, Quentin. This is your fault.
I'm about to get up and stand, like, in the walk-in enter area and just, like, lean against the wall.
You notice that there seems to be a spot that is just kind of 2 seats deep all around this one particular gentleman who looks like he's about ready to stab somebody if they get too close.
Do I have a knife?
However, I feel like it's not going to deter a certain somebody. They seem to be the only 2 seats available from the section that you guys enter in. You did this to yourself, Quentin.
Hi. I'm Fred. These looks like really good seats. Are you okay if we sit there beside you? Do you speak common? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
I'm totally not next to Fred. I am still like a good handful of feet back, just taking notes, following.
You can sit here, and we can leave this space between us.
Sure. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Do you know anybody that's in the tournament?
No.
Oh, okay. It's a beautiful day. Have you been here before?
No.
Oh. Well, I know 2 of the fighters. So, it'd be nice to see them. Fred's gonna look around and wow. Do you see that person over there? Look at the person walking up. He's all in gold. Isn't that neat? As she points at Orion.
Who you see intently looking your direction, just like writing in a book. Like,
Fred waves.
I love that. I love that so much.
Is he looking? Are you looking at me as well?
yeah.
Or just
Yeah.
okay?
52 minutes in, Calix
52 minutes. Yo, that's crazy.
Sitting here writing little shit in my book.
Bastard.
Oh.
I will light that book on fire.
Good luck.
I write that down myself on my hand.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, I turn, and I just kind of like sort of narrow my eyes just a little bit at Orion and the way, I mean, I don't know their name, but the way this person is looking at me and writing notes, and I'm just like,
You think perhaps that this person is wearing a mask of some kind? Because that's what it looks like.
Emotionless.
I wish I had the spell that I get at level 3 because of my race, but I don't get that till level 3. I only have Produced Flame, and that's touch.
Don't worry.
well,
I wish I had
get
stuff I get at level 3 too, but here we are. Level 1.
I would be this close to lighting your robes on fire.
What's a level?
I'll deal with that later. I look, and then I look away. And then I stay quiet.
Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name.
I didn't say it.
So, what's your name?
Unimportant. No,
Oh, that's your name?
Name unimportant.
That sounds like a really strange name.
You can call me Val.
Val. Okay. Hi, Val.
Uh-huh. I think someone's gonna start announcements or something soon. We better don't talk to me anymore.
I'm guessing I'm being ushered to sit down.
Yes.
So I'm going to approach the only seat I know is available.
Which is the seat between Calix and Fred.
Can I sit here?
Sure.
I'd prefer
I'm
if you
Fred.
didn't.
This is Val.
Nice to meet you. Fred and
Oh,
Val.
I am gonna love
I'm
this
just gonna
entire.
scooch in here.
Alex just like,
I'm gonna sit down, put my notebook on my lap, and like kind of glaze over it with my hand and look at Fred. What are you? I'm I'm not sure I've seen a tree person around.
Oh, actually, I'm a Tandrak.
Tandrak.
I'm from a little place up just north of, way north up there, near the north of the area. And I can't remember what the name I gave my place. Up in Prawn. It's north up by the Lismatra Deep. It's way up there, but I'm just out trying to find things and meet people and yeah, learn lots of new stuff.
Hmm.
And what are you?
How long have your people been around?
Oh, long, long time. There's lots of us around.
Hmm. Look that up later.
You've got very beautiful eyes, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. What was your name again?
People call me Orion.
Oh, that's a nice name.
I'm getting used to it.
And what brings you here?
Oh, sorry. Backward segue. Forgot something. Orion has a screeching owl about yay big on a shoulder.
Oh.
That I almost forgot. Apologies.
Mhm.
I'm here to
Does
observe the festival.
very nice. Is your owl friendly?
To me,
Okay. Very pretty.
I am going to put a picture in chat for you guys. If anyone watching from home is familiar with Zeus, the blind owl, that is what this familiar looks like. And then I'm going to look over to Val, was it?
Hmm.
not even looking. Looking everywhere else, but to the people beside me.
That's cool. What kind of genasi are you? I don't think I've seen this one.
Why is it so important for you to know?
New crossbreed, if you will. Things I haven't seen before, things to learn.
There's nothing to learn from me.
I beg to differ.
You know, I think I'd prefer the talkative one between us instead.
That can
Oh
be
my god.
arranged.
Oh man,
Is it that hard to ask about your parents?
Oof.
No?
I'm
Okay. Write something in
There's
book.
like just a slight smoking coming off of Calyx right now. Just very slight. He breathes out, and there's just like a thin, like, line of smoke as he blows, as if he would have like
Perfect.
inhaled, and he says nothing.
I'm going to say possibly fire, other parent, not sure, and just writing notes in book. Cool. I wonder if we're going to see anything interesting in the arena. And I'm just going to stop talking and just chill.
As he's writing in his book, and if I can see any sort of writing that says possible parent,
What languages do you know before you try and figure out what I'm writing?
my whole brain, the one thing I forgot to put is actual languages. Hold on.
Which is kind of important, Quentin.
That's very important. As you would know, my brain does not exist.
I know.
Hold on.
We're back to the sharing of one particular brain cell.
Yeah, right now my partner has it. I at least no common.
You should
I
know
know
primordial.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait to talk in that. It sounds like probably like really. Okay. Where else do I learn that languages from? From my background?
You probably get one more for your background. Maybe.
Hold on. Let me go back and look at my background because I'm not smart.
I have 5 languages.
Nobody cares. That's
Wow. Wow.
that was definitely Calix saying that.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody cares. 5 languages. Sorry. I'm sorry. Cheers.
Yeah.
That was my dice, actually. That's not a cheers moment. Hold on. It doesn't actively say. It doesn't actually say I get another language, I think.
Okay, well.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to put my hand down on your pages, and I'm going to do this lovely cantrip that I know, produce flame.
Cool.
I'm not kidding.
It's written in the back of a magical book. It does not do anything. If you'd like me to read you what it says, I'd be happy to.
No,
Looking at it, you would pick up letters here and there from knowing Common and Primordial, but it seems to be a hodgepodge of multiple single symbols from different languages making up the notes on the page.
My hand just like scrunches a little bit on the page before I take my hand back and just put it on my lap, and I look in a completely other direction.
This is fantastic. Amazing.
I'm gonna play and find my dice.
Calix Big Mad.
Calix is big mad. Which should be which is actually probably going to be a pretty common theme throughout this campaign.
I'm just trying to figure out what the heck you are. Didn't have to get so feisty.
As the 3 settle into their seats, surrounded by excited personnel, as they like to watch and cheer for their champions. The 3 of you are led, the other 3 of you, which is Eugen, Monric, and Valise, are led into it seems to be an area that you would associate where the gladiators would get ready if they were to fight in the Colosseum. And there are hundreds of people here. However, you notice as soon as you enter the room, despite the amount of people that are there, everything gets quiet almost immediately. There is a group of priests and acolytes that walk out, and then ahead of them is a tall, dark-skinned elf who introduces himself as Sir Arctur Fenmir. And he tells you that he is going to be the person in charge of the tournament. He is basically going to be the grandmaster, the officiator, the referee, the whole 9 yards. He explains exactly how this is going to happen. It is the yield or the first to be unconscious. Nobody is dying in the Colosseum, but you could go to unconscious or yield. It is your choice. If somebody hits the ground and stops moving, you do not continue attacking. You allow the cleric, the priests and the acolytes to deal with them, and after your fight, the priests and acolytes will deal with you, allowing you to be refreshed and ready to go for the next round of the tournament. He explains that on the floor of the Colosseum, it will be divided into 3 sections, and each section will have its own set of combat areas. There were 3 divisions to sign up in, and since I think only one of you has hopes of becoming a knight, the other 2 of you would have signed up in the adventurers category.
Correct.
Monric, and this is the important question. Are you going to try and take on the other knights, or would you have signed up in the adventurers category?
Does the adventurers category have any hope of attaining a knighthood out of the melee?
Yes. You will eventually
Then
have to face a knight, but you had the choice of...
You have to get through all of the rest of the people first.
Yeah, I would sign up in the adventurers.
Okay. So all 3 of you are in the adventures. They are going to run all 3 sections simultaneously. And there is a prize purse for each division. He explains that your name will be called. You will have 3 minutes to approach the appropriate ring, and then you'll be set to go. He also explains that in the Colosseum itself, there will be magic projections of each individual combat arena, so that everybody's match can be broadcasted and nobody would miss out on their favorite combatant. He also lets you know that it's going to be loud, but if you can't fight through the noise, then why are you here? So once he's finished explaining all of that, up on the wall, on the far wall, yes, Decca, we invented Jumbotrons for the Colosseum. A huge tournament schedule appears on the wall, and you can go and find your name and the person that you're facing first. It also gives rough time estimates, but they can't guarantee the time estimates except for the very first round, because everybody's fights could go on differently. Okay? However, through a sheer team of luck, all 3 of you are going in the first round versus 3 separate opponents that are not each other.
Awesome.
As you step forward, you find the ring that you're set to go into, as well as your opponent who is standing there waiting for you. And we are going to take a quick 10-minute break, and we will be back at 8:45 for the first round of the tournament. So hang tight. We will be right back. I need to grab myself something a little bit colder to drink. This Diet Pepsi is not quite cold enough. And All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience and welcome back. We took a little bit longer, but I used that time to do a little bit of prep for what's coming. So, we don't have a combat map for you guys to look at. I have a combat map for my players to make this easier for them. Also, because it helps me track initiative a hell of a lot better. Speaking of which, can I get my 3 that are in the tournament to click on their character tokens and then roll me for initiative, please?
Okay, sorry. Where's how do I roll initiative?
No, it's okay. It's okay. So if you click on your character token first on the map,
Mhm.
and then go to your character sheet, it would be on the core page, right in the middle between armor class and speed. So if you click on the word initiative while you have your character token selected, it puts your character's initiative right into the turn order.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like that. Perfect.
Love the map, Patty.
This map is, of course, 2-minute tabletop. I didn't make this one.
It's all right.
All right. Yugen. 30 feet in front of you is a dark-skinned elf. What are you doing? Because you are first on initiative, sir.
Okay, I'm going to cast Grease. Let's see here. 10-foot square centered on a point within range. The grease covers. What is the range on that? My apologies.
Everybody take a beverage.
60 feet.
Oh, did we get a
Oh.
drink?
We did.
Excellent.
You may want to explain that to the new ones.
What?
Yes, for the 3 new players, make sure you have a drink on hand because we sometimes get told to hydrate.
Hydrate, stretch.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to be nice to each other. Sometimes they can tell us we can't swear.
Someone told me I had to drink water.
I don't know about that. This nice shit.
It doesn't say water, it just says hydrate.
Hydrate.
So
No,
take
the little
that
bit
as you
said
will.
water yourself, and then someone said, "I think that means you, Mama Bear."
Sorry,
Because
but
you're a tree, Mom.
Oh fuck, great. I went
But-
elsewhere. Never mind.
sorry
Damn
for
it.
the tangent. You cast Grease.
We also
Yep, I
got
cast Grease on them in the space in front of them.
okay. Sorry, the one thing I forgot to do. Let me just quickly.
Well, it looks like we also have a 10-minute of no cursing.
Man.
Oof.
Calyx isn't in this part. He can't.
I'm also
swear.
just gonna mute myself.
Big oof.
All right.
By the
So
way,
you're casting
gee.
grief between you and your opponent. Yes.
Well, I'm hitting them with it and the space in front of them.
Okay. Perfect. What do you need from me? Dexterity saving throw.
Let's see. Each creature standing in must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. Yes.
Well, he's fallen prone.
Okay.
Because he failed the dex save. Is there anything else you can or want to do, Yugen?
No, that's gonna cover my turn.
All right. Monric, good sir.
I'm gonna raise my warhammer high and scream to the crowd, "It's on!" And then charge.
Perfect. Fred, you are very excited because you immediately recognize the two that you met outside on one of the floating screens.
There they are. There they are. See them? Look at. Did you see him go? Wow! Go, 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 go!
Beautiful.
Amazing. So go ahead and Monarch, there is 30 feet between you and your opponent. You move your 30 feet to attack him. Roll to hit. However, a 9 is not gonna do it.
No, obviously distracted myself.
Partly, but also, I mean, he just brings the shield up that was on his arm and blocks the attack coming for him. It does seem to vibrate a little bit, though. So you think you might have a chance next round. Is there anything else you would like to do, sir?
No. Disappointed in myself. Yeah. Make mean faces.
All right. This dark-skinned elf crawls his way out of the grease to the edge of your guys' little arena here, Yugen, and then spends some of his movement to get back up to his feet. And then you watch as he picks a small hand crossbow from his hip, aims it at you, and fires. And apparently the grease is working on his crossbow as the arrow falls short and plinks into the dirt at your feet.
Yay! Yay! Oh God! Look! Look! Oh, he missed. Cool.
Amazing.
And
Okay, now he's still himself covered in grease, yes?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay.
He is still covered in grease.
I ask if he'd like to yield.
He tells you no. It's not the first
Alrighty,
time he's been
Oh
covered in
no!
He tells you it's not the first time he's been covered in grease, and it sure in the hell won't be the last.
Excellent. I was curious if this would go this way, and I
It's
cast
not your turn yet.
Prestidigitation to
It's
light the
not
grease
your
on
turn
fire.
yet. It's not your turn yet.
Oh, my
You do
apologies.
that on your turn.
He's just excited. It's fine.
It is. He is super excited, and I love it. I am here for it. Elise, before this lizard folk approaches you, he scrapes a low bow out of respect for another adventurer before he pulls up his club and moves forward against you.
Really quick,
Really?
DM.
Yes.
The party has received a boon.
my.
With
Why do you do this to me?
with the title, let's start the players off right. So,
Oh no.
for our new party members, the chat and viewers can also influence the game directly by either giving individual players boons or banes, individual players luck, or the entire party boon or banes. So,
Yep. And I don't have either of those lists ready, so
time to fly by the seat of our pants, because that's what tonight's about.
for the three in combat, your first attack of your next turn will have advantage.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Also, heavy club is a miss.
Yes, I figured a 13 wasn't going to hit you.
And to even out the cosmos, that was a party bane.
Oh. What?
I need to make sure that I have these ready.
I beg.
Party Bane. Okay. Um, the sun is bright. Um, thanks, JT.
If I may,
Mhm.
Valise will bow to her partner in battle, and as she bows back as he goes to attack, that she will move off to the side and deflect. That would be her action on that.
Well, he missed, so it was more just like
Yeah,
you moved to the side as he attacked, which means it's now your turn.
yeah.
Now,
Okay.
with the Party Bane, because the sun is just starting to rise and it's just cresting over the Colosseum, the sun is now in the three parties' eyes. Like the party members, it is in your eyes. You can thank JT for this because you three now get to roll a d4 and subtract it from your next attack roll despite having advantage.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So, Valise, it is your turn. You have advantage, but you still have to minus a d4 from your roll.
All right,
What are you doing?
give me one. Haha, got the luck of the draw there. So Valise is going to just straight out punch this dude in the face.
Excellent.
Give me one sec. That is a
Well,
25 to hit.
yes, it is, and it will absolutely hit him. So go ahead and roll me your damage.
Beautiful. That's an 8 to hit. That's an 8 damage.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to do, Valise?
I only have one attack, so unless you want me to bonus action unarmed strike again,
I mean,
I can
if
do
you
that.
can bonus attack unarmed strike, then please feel free to.
Oh, splendid.
I'm certainly not going to stop you.
That's a natural 20, ladies and gentlemen. First of the game. Let's do this.
So the way I do crits, you double your damage dice. So you're rolling a d4, so you roll 2d4 plus 5.
Understood. That's an 11.
He is weaving on his feet, and you watch as he drops his club and holds his hand up and says, "I yield."
Beautiful.
Orion, did you see that?
I am just writing in my book.
Valise will bow to the cheering crowd, kind of waving and smiling.
You have found yourself a new champion. I'm going to tell you that you are not going to escape that Tandrak after this tournament.
Oh, dear
Um,
God.
uh,
Oh, no.
oh yes. Monric, does a 9 hit your AC?
No.
All right, so as he brings the shield up to block your hammer strike, he brings his spear from underneath the shield to stab at you, and using the butt like the hand. Are you using a maul or a warhammer? Because those are two different things.
Warhammer.
Okay. Are you wielding a
And I
shield?
can carry a shield as well.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Like him, you use the shield to block the spear as it comes in, and it slides against the shield in a slight spray of sparks that hurts nobody.
Nice.
It's like a fire, like a fire show, right? Like it's like fireworks, sparklers. That's the word I wanted. Yugen. Now you can set him on fire using prestidigitation.
Wow. 10 out of 10.
Yep. So since he won't wield, I decide to utilize my prestidigitation and light the grease that he is coated in on fire.
I'm gonna double check the wording on prestidigitation there. Hang on. This man is not a candle, torch, or small campfire, so you cannot light the grease on fire.
Right, it was worth a shot.
I
Ooh.
like the ingenuity. Don't get me wrong. I love the ingenuity. But that is one of those, we are gonna follow that one, rules as written.
Okay, well, apparently I'm gonna do
Nice.
Ray of Frost.
Sure, you want to take that at advantage because you have a party boon?
Sure.
Just
Oh,
roll it
snap.
again.
Within range.
I haven't even used my party boon yet. Oh dear.
No, you beat that dude up without it.
All on your own.
Yee.
So that's still a nat 20 because it's a nat 20. We're just going to call it 25 instead of 26. But go ahead and roll me that damage. So just click on the word Ray of Frost in chat, Yugen, and it'll roll your damage for you.
Excellent.
And if I'm not mistaken, that slows him down, doesn't it?
Cold and sticky.
Cold and sticky.
No,
Yep,
cold and
reduced
slippery.
by 10 feet.
Well, I'd say sticky because it kind of sticks to the ground because cold. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to do, Yugen, sir?
I'm just gonna just back up to the opposite corner of the ring from him.
Oh no.
Monric, you're up, sir.
I step into the guy trying to lock my shield with his, and then go low with the warhammer to try and catch him with the back hook on his ankle and trip him up.
All right. Remember, you have advantage due to the party boon.
Yes! Yes!
You can't see.
Beautiful.
All three of these players just rolled nat 20s.
Beautiful. Mwah.
Fantastic.
Well, just enough wrong redeemed the boon. JT was the bane.
Yes. So, but I'm not gonna punish them for getting a nat 20 because it would technically be one off the dice. So, 24 will hit him.
And actually get an additional +2 for my fighting style on the damage. So that's 10 total.
Beautiful.
What fighting style did you take?
Duelist.
Okay.
I am proud and upset.
You shouldn't be upset. You should always be proud. Make no mistakes. Earn your glory.
Oh, actually, I forget the +3 for my strength.
Yeah,
so that's
your plus 3
13
already.
total.
No, your plus 3 is already included. If you hover over the number, it'll show you how it separates it. You just rolled a 1 on the very first one. You watch as he steps back, raises his hands, and says, "I yield."
Well.
I want you to know you almost one-shot this man.
Beautiful.
I know him. He's doing great.
All right, so there's only one
Bows to the crowd.
left. There's only one combat left going right now. Yugen.
Go.
You watch as your opponent reaches up and kind of slaps his chest where the frost has started to like solidify some of the grease, and you watch as it just kind of flakes off, shatter on the ground a little bit, right? And he looks at you, reloads the hand crossbow, and fires again. Does a 14 hit you, sir?
No.
It doesn't plink at the ground at your feet this time. You manage to shift yourself just in time that it makes a hole clean through your shirt, but misses you entirely. That being said, Yugen, what are you doing?
Getting closer there. I would like to actually return fire with my light crossbow.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yes, that'll hit.
Beautiful.
Excellent. There we go.
This bolt sticks in this man's upper thigh. And
That's
you
gotta
watch as
hurt.
it actually brings him down to his knee. Not the one that you shot. Okay? Like,
He was
Come
an
on now,
adventurer like us once.
and you watch as his hand goes around the bolt, and he starts to consider. He is very clearly considering whether or not he can continue this fight, wounded as he is.
You yield now.
For a moment, he looks like he's gonna go until he's unconscious. And then he raises his hand and says, I yield. With the three of you advancing past the round, any damage you took, if you took any at all, is restored by the priests and the acolytes. And you have various other combats throughout the day. You face off against guards helping to improve their status. You face off against other adventurers and mercenaries looking to gain a little bit of glory for themselves. And I need all three of you to roll me a D100, please.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Also, we gotta hydrate everybody.
Oh, alright, hydrate time.
Thank you, Voodoo.
That's ridiculous, Valise.
It comes down to Monric and Valise.
Well, rats.
Despite your best efforts, she just slips under your guard and just brings you to your knees. She doesn't play it out like some of the others have in their fights where they're just egging it out for the crowd. This is not brutal, but this is efficient. Like, she's not wasting movement. It is a well-deserved fight.
I yield.
Walking away, the three of you are the top three of the adventurers bracket. Valise, you walk away with a coin purse of 50 gold pieces for first place. Monric, you walk away with a gold purse of 35 gold pieces for second place. And Yugen,
Nice.
walk away with a coin purse of 25 gold pieces for third place. Valise, you are given an option. There are winners from the other brackets that you could face if you so desire. It is ultimately your choice, but you are warned that they are more heavily combat trained than what you have just faced.
Valise will look at the person asking her choice to kind of think about it for a minute.
The woman
And then
in front of you is a red-haired human dressed in knightly garb, who had introduced herself as Dame Nani Kensington the Righteous.
Valise will silently look up at her and mull over her words, and then she will nod yes.
Okay. All right.
Saving a picture of that 100 I got because holy shit.
Seriously, in that 100.
All right, let's see here. Anita, roll me a d2, please.
Uh, to
Your opponent is a human male, and he steps into the ring against you. Hang on. I gotta pull up his sheet because he actually has a sheet. He is fair-haired, fair-skinned. He has a scar across his cheekbone that has long since healed. He is dressed in knightly armor with a cloak of deep blue. He scrapes a bow to you, Deep, as the winner of the adventurers category.
Valise will also bow back to him.
And he introduces himself as Sir Virgil Kensington, the Benevolent.
Valise will nod to him and say nothing.
He takes his cloak off with a flourish because this man is nothing if not extravagant.
Sounds about right.
And he hands it off to the red-haired woman that had approached you before. And you watch as they exchange a soft kiss. And you realize that she, like him, is dressed in a deep blue cloak. And they are clearly married.
Valise will smile.
It is incredibly cute.
He's adorbs.
They are, it is clear from the way the crowd sounds that they are well known here in Quo. And that they're quite potentially a crowd favorite. And then he picks up, me needing to remember what I gave him as a weapon. He picks up his longsword, one-handed, puts one hand behind his back, and stands, waiting. And it's almost like sound kind of fades away, as the only thing that is important is the man standing in front of you.
Valise's ears will perk up. Her eyes will focus. She'll start to get in the zone.
And then he moves forward. And he does not pull punches. Does a 16 hit you?
No, it does not.
Okay. He is quick. In so much as he gets 2 swipes of his longsword that you barely dodge out of the way of. In so much as you even feel the sharp blade of his sword maybe cut off a bit of the dead ends of your fur.
Yeah, it'll do that.
And it's your turn. What are you doing? Oh,
I am.
he is right in front of you. He is
It's
right
up, he's like, let's go. And I'm like, okay. So he's gonna come with the long sword to swipe at me and miss. I'm going to duck underneath and sucker punch him in the face.
all right. Which you can reach because you're both about the same height.
Correct. Will a 16 hit him?
It will not.
Ooh, nice.
You bring your fist up, aiming to just break his nose and give his face just a little bit more character than it's already got. And all he does as you do so is shift and duck under the shot. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
She will attack again.
Go for it.
Will 17 hit him?
It will. Are you aiming for his face again?
Yes, I am.
Okay. He shifts so that he takes this blow to the jaw, so that you don't break his nose and ruin his ability to see.
Oh, okay.
But that does hit. However, because it's your offhand, you won't get your dexterity bonus. So just roll me a d4.
It hits for 3.
Yep. All right. He's impressed that you landed a blow.
Oh dear. Valise will smirk. It seems that she has finally met someone who matches her abilities.
He smirks right back. Does an 18 hit you?
It does not. Very close though.
Okay. 20 to hit.
No hit.
All right. How much HP do you have?
11. Let me
Okay.
double check.
I think it's 11.
Yeah, I have 11 hit points.
All right. You dodge out of the way of the first slice. However, the second one is the one that catches you unawares. And he stops, with his blade resting gently against your neck. And then he asks, "Do you yield?"
Valise will shake her head.
Okay. He brings his sword down and gestures for you to come again. I want you to know that I rolled 12 on damage. That would have taken you out of the fight entirely.
Holy crap. Alright, I guess I'm aiming for his... Wait, is he wearing armor?
He is.
What kind is it? Half
Helmet.
plate, full plate, what?
It is plate. It is plate.
Alright. Is there any opening in the plate?
There's a few, and you think you might get lucky enough to hit them. Maybe.
I will try to aim for his if there's any opening in the if there's any opening on the side, she'll aim for that.
All right. Roll the hit.
Wow, that's a miss. Oh
That is an
no.
unfortunate miss.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can hit him again. Much better.
The 26 will hit. You find that opening because you faint out with the first attack. And then as he shifts to block with his arm still behind his back, you watch as that opening opens up on the other side and you just go right for it. Give me the damage, remembering you don't get your modifier because this is your offhand.
Understood. I want to hit him for 1.
That's okay. Hey, it's 1 more damage than he had last time.
This is true.
He is impressed that you are able to find the weaknesses in his armor. He kind of keeps like idle commentary going. General things like he's impressed at your fighting style, he's curious as to where you learned it. He even lamented the fact that you were able to find that chink in his armor, considering the fact that he normally has his wife guarding that particular side.
Valise will giggle at that last one.
Really
But-
quick for our tabaxi friend.
Yes.
The chat has gifted you a point of luck.
What? Thanks, chat.
Yep. All right. 24 to hit Valise. Valise, you'll be taking 8 points of damage as his sword catches your side on the same side that you hit him on.
Gosh darn. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
And he asks you again, do you yield?
Elise will look at the wound. Look back up at this dude. Eye him warily. And shake her head.
He admires your dedication, and it's now your turn. What are you doing?
Oh my god, what is this?
Does luck impose disadvantage?
You can use it to make your opponent re-roll a die. Not so much disadvantage, but you can make them re-roll. They have to take the second roll.
Gotcha, okay. I had forgotten that that was one of the things. Mostly because people don't usually use it to make their opponents re-roll. They use it to use them for themselves, so. Thank you for that reminder, just enough.
We will inform Valise of this when she returns.
For the
Ryan, do you see what's going on down there? Do you think she's gonna win? Do you think she's gonna beat him?
Very, very intently taking notes.
Orion, you are pretty sure she's probably not going to win this?
Oh, it's in my notes.
Yeah. No, I'm giving a little bit of lore here.
Yes.
He is very clearly a man who has seen many years of combat.
If she wins, it's gonna be a huge, huge upset. Wow, this is really, really nice.
If she
Well,
wins,
what do you think of all the fighting? Why aren't you down there? I think you'd do really good.
if she wins, it's because he let her.
Calyx, please give me a perception check.
21.
Off to the side, you see another Tandrak. This one is excessively familiar to you, because this is the king of Pycity. That is King Anderson Newell. And he is watching the fight between Valise and Sir Virgil very intently. And on top of looking at them, he's also glancing up at the Royals box. And as you glance up, you see the Queen, the Crown Prince, who would be being crowned king this weekend after the tournament, and his two sisters, Dame Annalise, who is standing there in her own plate mail with her longbow on her back, arrows and a quiver on her hip, and a young princess who looks maybe 10, maybe? She's very young, but it's hard to tell with elves because elves age so slowly. But she definitely doesn't look to be of a maturity to be let out of her parents' sight.
Mhm.
You're not sure which of the two sisters he's glancing at, but he's definitely glancing at one of the sisters.
Okay, that's fine. I'm still facing the fight, but I've taken quick glances at him, and I've taken quick glances at the Royals box before just paying attention more back onto the fight.
Yep.
I've kind of ignored Fred a little bit because one, this is what I'm here for, and two, completely forgot that I told her my name was Val.
Alex gives wrong name because don't want to talk. Also forgets that that's the name that they gave. Good job.
Fred's just like. Fred whispers to Orion, I guess he's just really into the fight, eh? He's not listening.
I will turn to Val. Question mark. Just because you're mad at me doesn't mean you have to ignore Fred.
Can ignore
He's
anyone
been
I damn well please.
She's been
Also,
trying to talk to you for a bit now, and
Has she?
frankly,
What?
if you respond, it's less distracting.
also, heard your comments back there. I see y'all. Belief in the kid is important.
Hey, it's okay. It's not a problem.
Not a problem at all.
It's okay. It let me do some of the crowd stuff I needed to do, which I was gonna pause during your fight to do anyway. So
I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I got a lot going on my end. So
Hey,
thank
do
you
your
so much
thing.
for your patience.
IRL is always more important than anything we're doing here in game. Always.
Understood.
Okay. Otter. Because this is relevant to you and stuff that we have talked about.
Mm.
Humans, you're familiar with humans, so you don't really pay too much attention to Virgil and Nani. Okay? However, there are some that are immediately catching your attention because they're different than what you've normally seen before. There is another Tandrak. His leaves look a lot closer to that of like a fir tree. So he's all bristly and full of pines. There is. What are you again? No, you're an elf. You're familiar with elves. There is a large, female Goliath. And she is wielding a halberd like it's an extension of her body. It's almost artistic the way it works.
Okay.
There is a knight. His armor seems strange, in so much as there's no back to his armor, and all he has is an exposed back, which seems strange until during his fight, you watch as two skeletal wings erupt from his back, which he then uses to frighten whoever it was that he was fighting.
Okay.
And hang on, there was one other one that I wanted to give you information on.
Sure. I have used this page on my notebook up. I will continue on to the next page.
Yep. And then one of the other ones that you notice is a centaur. And the other reason he stands out so much is because he
Is
is
he
just
a cleric?
No, he's just really large.
Oh, I was hoping we would have a centaur of disease control on the field.
No. He's large. Like he's the horse half of him is basically like a Clydesdale. Like he big.
Okay.
And those are knights within Farah. But you don't. The one thing you kind of notice is
Wait,
that despite
all of
their
them are knights, including the first fur Tandrak, or just
Yes.
the...
every single description I just gave you is a knight in Farah.
Oh, you didn't give him the description of the Tandrak King that's there? that I'm
The
watching?
Tandrak King he's now familiar more with Tandrax.
Oh, okay.
And
No, I was
he's
just wondering if that was the description you were giving.
he's
They
not
were there.
looking for that Tandrak.
No, yeah, no.
No. Because he's actually watching the tournament. You're looking for that specific Tandrak, so.
I mean, I'm kind of watching the tournament.
Yeah, but you're there for a specific reason.
Yeah.
All right. Valise,
Yes.
it's your turn. What are you doing?
Oh boy.
You have once again the invitation to yield.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm gonna continue. I'm just gonna keep punching him in the face until something hits my bro, my dude.
Sure.
Yeah. That's a miss.
Well, I mean, if you continue with your streak, you're gonna hit with the offhand. So
I hate that only hit with the offhand. Like, what is that?
You're just doing jazz hands on one side and
Just
then punching with the other.
it's a
just
distraction.
jazz hand.
Yeah, it's distracting.
Jazz
Yeah.
hand.
Oh, you do have a point of luck though, Valise. So you could re-roll that if you so desired, but you have to take the second roll.
I'm gonna re-roll it. I'm gonna re-roll it.
Oh, also to make your life easy, if you just hit the up key in chat, you can go to the previous thing that you've inputted, and then just hit enter, and it'll re-roll it for you.
Much better. We're taking that.
The 25 will hit, and you get your modifier because this is your main hand.
Wonderful. That's an 8.
All right. You hear him grunt as you land this blow. You think you might be wearing him down.
Good. I go to hit him again.
Roll the hit.
God fucking. So mad.
20 just really wants you to roll a 10.
Why though? Why though? Why though?
Is there anything else, dear?
Nope. I'm about to KO. Woo!
Yes, you are. Mostly because, yeah, either one of them is gonna KO you.
Yeah.
And he stops with the point of his sword directly over your heart and asks you one last time, do you yield? And it's very clear this time if you say no, he's not gonna stop.
Then he'd be disqualified. And I win anyway.
No, because if she says no, then she's fighting to unconscious.
Yep.
Yeah. Valise will look at this man warily and raise her white paw. I yield.
He sheathes his sword in one smooth motion and scrapes a very deep bow to you. I have yet to ever see an adventurer be able to land as many blows as you did on a knight as seasoned as myself.
Valise will bow deep.
Please
Then
do not
smirk a
take
bit.
this defeat as something not to be proud of. You have gone up against somebody who has been on the field of battle for vast majority of his life, and you held your own. Well done.
Thank you.
The rest of the tournament progresses on pace, and at the end, it is a Tandrak with blue tips for his hair and red barkish skin, facing off against this male knight. The battle is quick, but brutal. It is clear neither of them are pulling punches, neither of them are taking any care against each other. You can't hear what they're saying to each other, but it is clear that there is no love between the two of them. Where other knights have faced off against each other in almost friendly combat, had the rules not been in place, this would have been a fight to the death. But eventually, the Tandrak is disarmed, and Virgil stands victorious. And he turns to the royal box, bows, and pledges his allegiance to his king. The crowd is loud as it cheers. The Tandrak looks disappointed, and I need everybody there to give me perception checks.
Sad Tandrak check.
Hang on.
Half decent.
I'm confused. That says 0 successes?
Well, d20 equals 6. So it rolls a d20, and if it doesn't roll a 6, it's a failure.
Oh, that's a 15 for me.
22 for me.
Okay. Valise and Orion, the two of you notice that despite his disappointment, he looks convicted. There is conviction in his face, in the way he stands. And it is clear that whatever he may do from here on out, somebody may not like it. Calix, give me a perception check, please, sir.
20. A dirty 20, 15 plus 5.
Okay. You also notice the same thing about him with your 20.
Openly paying attention.
And Calix, you know that is gonna spell bad news.
Oh, I love bad news.
Okay.
Usually I'm the bearer of it, but I'll take it.
With the tournament over, everybody is invited to feast, drink, be merry, and try not to burn the city down.
Lol.
You're just saying that because I'm here, aren't you?
Nope,
Lol.
I am not saying that just because you are there.
I feel very attacked. That's a very pointed comment, I will say.
I would have made it whether you had mentioned burning the library down earlier or not.
Circles fire
can't
in
prove that
notes
in the
like
photo law.
3 more times.
Fred, you go down and congratulate both Yugen and Monric for their absolute showing. Because they didn't make a poor showing of themselves in the tournament at all. First,
Basically,
second, second
Sure,
and third place in the adventurers bracket out of hundreds of adventurers is nothing to sneer at.
basically, Fred's gonna run in and do basically a running hug. Oh my god! I am so proud of you guys. You guys did fantastic. Wow.
Okay. Thank you.
Fred, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Valise will watch as the running hug hits Monric and Yugen, and she'll just step off to the side.
Fred's
Doesn't
gonna
go hard.
Hi. You did really, really well. I can't believe how well you did.
Valise will bow.
Hi, I'm Fred. And Fred will hold out her hand.
Valise will shake her hand and say nothing.
What's your name? God, it's hard for people to say their names here.
That's what she does.
Okay. Sorry. Fred kind of bounces back to the other two.
Well,
Eventually,
Fred, that was our champion. She did very well.
Yeah, she did.
She even beat me.
It was good though. You guys really did a good showing.
Well, I hope so. At least, now maybe people know a little bit who I am. I'm proud of that.
Monric and Eugen, the two of you are approached by two separate knights. Monric, you are approached by a tall, pale-skinned man with white hair that is tied back from his face. You saw him fighting in the tournament as well. However, he scrapes a small bow to you and introduces himself as Knight Commander. Did I give him a last name? No, I did not. Knight Commander Danik.
The bow, of course. Greetings, Knight Commander.
If you would be inclined, I am looking to take on another squire. My current one is about to age out into knighthood himself. And I think perhaps I have much to teach you. If you would be willing to learn.
That's a generous offer, sir. I would be honored.
He holds out a piece of paper to you, and it is a writ of acceptance to be his squire. And it tells you to report to the town of Yees in 3 months' time. Mostly to give you a chance to get your affairs in order, enjoy the rest of the festival, yada yada yada. And the travel time to actually get there is lengthy.
Where did you say it was?
Yees, Yhess. I'm gonna move us back to the world map so you guys can find it.
To yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Where are we now, Dan?
You are currently in Quo.
Ooh, that's a trip.
Yes, it is. Eugen, you are approached by a man. I'm going to ask you a really strange question that you probably haven't considered for your character. What is Eugen's sexuality?
Oh, he's straight.
Okay. Despite the fact that you're straight, you also acknowledge the fact that you're not blind.
Nice.
This man is extremely handsome. And you can see women just outside of the Colosseum who seem to be waiting for this man to show up. He introduces himself as
Nice.
Sir Hawken.
Or Hawken. A pleasure to meet you.
And he asks you, you wouldn't happen to be looking to expand your experiences in trade, would you?
Always looking to expand my experiences.
Well, I might have an experience just for you. I'm inclined to expand a little bit of my holdings in the town that I am the Knight Lieutenant of. And I think perhaps you and I can work out something to benefit both of us. Your ingenuity on the battlefield is something I haven't seen in quite a long time. You're realizing that the man standing in front of you is a siren.
That makes so much sense.
And you hear from the outside other knights who are kind of like telling the women that the Heartbreaker is going to be out momentarily and to stop blocking the door.
Lol.
He is basically asking you to come to his town to assist him in upgrading its technology kind of deal. Because you have shown ingenuity in combat, he is hoping that that ingenuity would extend to other facets of life as well.
It sounds like an intriguing opportunity. I wouldn't say no.
Okay. And then I gotta quickly figure out if he's in any of the towns that you guys are going past. Yes, May. He tells you that he is the Knight Lieutenant of Ride, which is the town south of Ys. And that if you so desire, he would be happy to see you there in 3 months.
I mark it down in my little notebook.
Valise,
Yes, ma'am.
you are approached by that married pair of knights, Virgil and Nani. And they ask if you would be so inclined to come help teach some of their soldiers some hand-to-hand. And that you would be paid handsomely for your time.
Elise will look kind of bewildered. She's never been offered something like this before. Uh, she will nod. She's got a
You
soft spot for kids.
Yes. You are also offered a writ of passage by the pair. Orion, I have a very specific question for you, and this is going to kind of determine how we're going to close out session. Are you going to go and find a bar to celebrate with everybody else the festival of Saint Misano?
I mean, I haven't had a chance to ask the possibly Tabaxi if they are Tabaxi.
Lol.
So, yes.
So I would be at least following the group for a bit.
Okay, perfect.
And for Valise, where was she offered to train knights in? Here?
Ys. No, she was also offered to train
Ys.
knights in Ys. Because Danik, Nani, and Virgil all reside in Ys.
Okay.
Hawken resides in Ride.
I'm not
And-
part of these conversations, but I'm just listening.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm more than happy to answer those questions. This is all world building. So,
Yeah. Yes, it is.
as you guys, sorry, go ahead, Valise.
No. I was laughing at his comment. My bad.
That's okay. So as you exit the Colosseum, Valise, you are asked for. You have parchment and quills, like handed or held out to you as they ask for you to sign. Same with Eugen and Monric, because I mean, you guys were the top 3 of the adventurers bracket, and these people have found new champions to admire, at least for the year before the tournament happens once again. You know, you are basically the champions of the adventurers bracket here.
Valise will sign about 10 of them and then bounce. Like, literally just walk away.
Oh, I thought you were literally going to be like,
Just take her pounce away, yeah.
mm-hmm. That's what I saw in my brain when you
Margaret
said that.
Jr.
I was like,
Oh.
wait.
Amazing.
Can I joke action as a jokes action? Just do that. Just
Hey,
bounce
it is
off.
whatever you want. It's whatever you want. As the afternoon bleeds into the evening, everybody is celebrating. There are people sharing tales with their friends of their combats that their friends missed because they were in the same, in a field at the same time. There's conversations about the king fighting Virgil and Virgil eventually winning, and the fact that the fight had not taken that long but still seemed to take longer than they thought was necessary, almost like Virgil was toying with them. And eventually, you all find yourself in one of the taverns, one of the many taverns. And eventually find, by complete happenstance, although anybody who believes heavily in the gods might think that the gods had a hand in this, but maybe it was the fates, as the 6 of you find yourselves at the same table. And that is where we will pick up next week. Well, sorry, let me rephrase. That is where we will hopefully pick up next week, assuming I don't have to cancel session to finish last-minute work on my final collection.
I feel it's more Calyx was at a table and we all just kind of like,
That is
Yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah,
Calyx had
Well,
scared
Somebody
everyone
sits down, I'm like,
else. Calyx cannot escape Fred.
Nope.
crazy.
Alex hears Fred and he's like, my hood is on. I am slouching. I am trying to make myself look as small as possible.
Yeah,
Which
good
is
luck at
probably
6'4".
Hey,
Ooh.
I can do my best. I can shrink. And it's just like,
little did you know we have a tracking tree.
We have a tracking tree.
I'm just sitting here like with a drink in my hand, like,
Now the question is how much can Fred drink?
I guess you're all gonna have to find out next session. So, without further ado, we'd like to thank our sponsors, D&D Beyond, that is D, the letter N, dbeyond.com, as well as Lucky Dice Cafe and Station Retro. If you're looking for live games to play in the Huntsville, Alabama area, please head on out to those two locations to check them out. We are now on our quote-unquote weekend break, quote-unquote, because Saturday we will see myself back with the Stolen Cities as we, we just beat the demigod of the fake court of knowledge, and he's probably out to kill us. So yeah, that happened. But come back for the Stolen Cities as we try and figure out what the hell is going on in that world, in future Manhattan. Then we will be off on Sunday, back on Monday with season 2 of the Troubleshooters. We have some of our lovely people here in chat, as well as in this game, who are in the Troubleshooters. And so we'll be back with season 2 with those lovely people. Tuesday, we will have another episode of Scions. I'm honest to God not sure, and Decca's no longer in this game for me to be able to ask what the hell is going on Tuesday nights anymore. Wednesday, for anybody in the chat who would like to try their hand at running a one-shot here on the Dire Bear service itself, as well as, getting a chance to be a DM, run a game, one-shot, whatever you'd like. Wednesdays are open, and that's what we're using. We're rolling back to Wednesdays being our showcase night. So if you want to try being a DM, if you want to run a game, hit us up. You can send me or Heath a message. We're both available to answer that, and please feel free to hit us up and get yourselves on the stream. And if we find that we think the story's good and you've got more content, well, we've got 2 days where we're not streaming, so we can always find another slot. And assuming that I don't get too swamped with my final collection, we will be back next week. If we are not back next week, it is because I am hip deep in working on my final collection for school. We are down to the final 2 weeks, and it is just going fantastic for me for that. So, that being said, we are in the middle of a pandemic, so social distance, wash your hands, wear your mask, be good to one another, and remember, roar for initiative.